What's the haps? I'm Meroka and welcome back to Valhalla. It is now safe to keep playing, and so we shall. Note to self, buy oil for that door. Boo. Let's go with the same again, because God knows it really doesn't matter. I'm sick of pretending it does matter. So I'm only pretending to myself. Nobody else cares. I don't think anybody else cares. Alright then. Gil, you're in my spots, please. Oh, sorry. Also, you're cleaning one of Boss's chicken buckets? Did Boss ask you to do that? If I told you she did, would you believe me? Without a doubt. Let's go with that then. Right. I can never remember her voice. I know it's, greetings. Ah, Stella, what can I get you? I'll go with a bleeding Jane today. Oh, non-alcoholic. 1 bleeding Jane. Bronson, 3 Delta, and 3 Flanagide. To cure the old hangover, I didn't blend it. I only mixed it. Dang it. I'm supposed to blend that one. Well, a Bloody Mary is made with like tomato juice, so I think you would blend that one. Would you blend that one? Not like in a blender, but you would like give it a damn fine shaking, right? I think. I don't know. I would have to look up that recipe. I'm not actually sure how specifically you make a Bloody Mary. At any rate, this is not a Bloody Mary. It's a Bleeding Jane, and here you go. Thank you. What brought you here today? Are you waiting for Say? I came by myself, actually. I was in the area and stopped to say hi. Oh. It's pretty interesting, though. When I first saw you, I doubted you'd ever come here again. Well, this place is comfortable, I must admit. So quiet and secluded. It's also clean. Really clean. Gil is the one you can know that to. The guy takes pride in how clean he keeps things around here. If you ever need cleaning staff, he's a nice pick. Really? He's a bit out of it today, though. Is it because his lady friend in the bazaar had a flirt with him? Is that why he's out of it? Distracted, as it were? I see. Hey Jill, have you ever heard of the new gold rush in the city? Gold rush? Everyone is paying small fortunes to get their hands on pieces of white knight suits. I think I heard or read something about that, but I'm having doubts, so probably not? In any case, how is it a gold rush? Well, the tech behind the suits was always safely guarded, but after the event at the bank... After the event at the bank, the suits were remotely shut down, breaking many of them in the process. Many units dropped their armor right there and fled when the lynchings went on. Any white knights still stuck in their suit had to take the armor off manually to run away. It all happened in the middle of the lynchings, so they'd be sitting ducks if they didn't. Some weren't that lucky, they got beaten up while they weren't able to move. So between the suits becoming glorified paperweights and many white knights going on the run, there ended up being a lot of junk lying around. Well, the whole scientific community is rejoicing. They're on a race to reverse engineer their suits and take as much technology as possible from them. And of course, even single pieces of the armor fits a high price these days. Could anyone see any profit from that research to justify those expenses? It's new tech, a whole new field ripe with patents just opened for many, so I'd say yes. I mean, the BTC is literally a conglomerate built upon patents and trademarks. I can see how. There is one weird case, though. There's this guy named Jack. He's the captain of a very unique Blitzkrieg Corps unit. Unique? The guy had a really small unit, 5 people including himself. The aesthetics of his unit's armor was heavily modded to the point that they looked like a squad of Henson heroes. And what? They looked really gaudy. But it turned out that the guy actually broke through the software and disabled the remote switch. He has one of the few, if not the only, suits of armor with the OS intact. To say they're among the most wanted people would be an understatement. You know a lot about this. It's interesting, the amount of things you hear when dealing with drunk people of all kinds in the same place. It also helps put on a front that makes people lower their guard. That sounds familiar to you. True. Wait. Here's a freebie, a fun fact. The failsafe was originally going to involve the armor blowing up and leaving no traces. But regulations and laws didn't allow that kind of technology near civilians. I guess even Zaibatsu Corp has its limits, huh? People love to demonize Zaibatsu Corp because, let's face it, they're far from innocent. But they're not evil overlords, they're just greedy. They're just a big corporation. They just so happen to have control over what tantamounts to a city-state. But corporations will naturally resort to draconian methods. I've heard horror stories from people outside the city about trying to use product placement. If you so much as hold a bottle the wrong way or get in the way of a logo, you'll be in for lots of trouble. And let's not start with the theme parks or the like. Those are dystopias of their own. And then again, most of the demonization is due to Quincy being such a clown. He has no power anyways. He's just the front that whatever council behind Zaibatsu Corp chose. He makes a fool of himself and the attention is taken away from whatever it is that Zaibatsu Corp is actually doing. Yeah. So, what you were saying is the Glitch City is basically a huge theme park? I called it the White Knight's glorified mall security. I called the White Knight's glorified mall security in the past, so yeah. No, seriously, hen what? Can I get a Brandtini here, please? Sure. One Brandtini. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, and a drop of the old vodka. Is basically what that is. Yes, aged and mixed. Alright, here. Thanks. So I take it you're in a good mood today? Does it do? A bit. Yeah, well, I managed to nab a couple of tickets for the Kira Miki encore concert. Nice! Alright, as it turns out she was just here. Again? I'm sorry. Again? Can't believe I just missed her. I was surprised too. I was more surprised she remembered my name though. And, like last time, she was quite the graceful client. Man, so those rumours about her being really nice in person were actually true? Amazing! I mean, you always want the famous people to be nice in real life. But having such backing to that claim, to hear that she's so nice to everyone, it's nice to hear, you know. In fact, many think that's what made her so famous so quickly. How she's down to earth and totally accessible, making her someone everyone wants to root for. Ah, I see. Yeah, I mean, I guess you don't want to feel like you're supporting crappy people. Although, to be honest, I've never put much thought into that one. Hell, half the time I have no idea who made what I use, nor do I care much. Being a nice person will take you far, though. My daddy always insisted that being ruthless in the boardroom doesn't mean being an ass. And he has actually managed to get certain contracts over other more powerful people. All thanks to being a nice guy overall. Sounds like good advice. But more importantly, Daddy... Do you really believe me saying she was just here that easily? I'm not the kind to lie about stuff like that, so sure. Thanks, I guess. That said, can you go to the concert so easily? What about security and the like? My dad always had the unit keeping an eye on me from a distance. And you'd be surprised at how easily I can disguise myself with just a different hairdo and a cap. I see. I wonder if I could get in the disabled line with Sei and her wounds. Although she'll probably nag me about how she doesn't need it and we shouldn't abuse that. Hey, can you get me a classic drink? Sure. A classic. What is classic? What is one of those? None of those are good drinks, really. Beer. I don't feel like she's a beer kind of person. And frothy water's fake beer. So my options are beer or fake beer. Or a drink I already served at once. I mean, I guess. We'll go with that. I know she likes it. So, yeah, fair enough. I'm not convinced. I may have just broken my recording. I'm slightly concerned about that. But I guess the show must go on? Sure. I was probably pretty well mixed at this point. Alrighty, here you go. Well, thank you all. Do you have any servants around the house, Stella? I do, but they've been with us for so long, they're pretty much family. My dad has always said that if you earn someone's trust, they'll gleefully work for you and everyone wins. We even had a young gardener that left to study engineering, and he actually came back. He still comes by every weekend to tend the plants. Man, that sounds nice. Let me know if you're ever in the need of a job, I might find you something. Thanks for the offer. Wait. I just realized something's off with the whole tech gold rush story. What would it be? Wouldn't all that tech be patented anyways? I get trying to crack it in the first place, but that would be true if the tech was patented in the first place. It isn't? The Cyberpunk have been so paranoid about making the White Knight untouchable, but that they never patented anything. A patent would be in a database that someone could hack and retrieve valuable info from. Not to mention they've been using tech from other companies without any authorization. And no patent registry in their right mind would approve of that global shutdown signal. I don't know how it immobilized everyone still inside one of those suits. So the ones that were upholding the law did so using suits that are by all means illegal. The irony runs deep, wouldn't you say? Why do it though? When you have so much money, you start thinking you can screw around with the rules. All that power makes you think you're above every law there is. And the city is what happens when those with money start making the rules. I'm curious though. I was going to say, I guess those with money making the rules has kind of been in effect for a while now, as, you know, the time of this game. Had a few decades of that one going on, to be honest. Yeah. I'm curious though, have you ever covered any fuck-ups by using money? I think we've all done things we're not too proud of at some point in our lives. Well, Zill, I gotta go. Always a pleasure. Please come again. Alma. No hello? You're pretty insistent on that one, aren't you? That's basic courtesy. Something I will fight to uphold. First the greeting stop, then saying please and thanks stop. Before you know it, boom, total anarchy. You're exaggerating. I'm not. In fact, I'll go through that door again. I expect you to properly greet me this time. Fine. Hello, Jill. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered weak and weary, over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly they came a-tapping, as of someone gently rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, tapping at my chamber door, "only this and nothing more." You overdid it. You totally overdid it. Quoth the bartender. I did not. So, you like poetry? I like that bit of poetry as well. Yeah. The Raven. Raven's good. I like the Raven. I confess that, like probably many of my generation, I was entirely introduced to the Raven from The Simpsons, but nonetheless, I actually quite like that. I do like the Raven. I had a phase. Can I get you something? Let's start with a big cobalt velvet. Sure. Big cobalt velvet. 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those. And 10 Carmatrine. Go big or go home. On the rocks and mixed. There we go. Here you go. Thanks. Oh yeah, there's something I've been wondering about for a while. Does the name Shadow Master 69's Chronicles ring any bells? Wow, you went pale. No, the name doesn't ring any bells. May 22nd. Today my daily card readings told me that I'd meet great change thanks to an old man. My biology teacher told me I had been handpicked from inter-school contest with my latest essay. I just knew a scientific theory on the idea of auras was as revolutionary as I thought. Soon I'll bring the world into the occult science singularity. Later entries don't seem to have gone that well, though. Mentions of being laughed at, being lectured on why the essay was wrong. Jill? I made sure to delete that blog! No evidence should be left! I can think of at least 6 different sources off the top of my head that all have all that stuff archived. Why? Why? Sheesh, relax, it's not that bad. What do you mean it's not that bad? Didn't realize how embarrassing it all is? We've all been young, Jill, relax. It's not like you're still that nowadays. It's not like you're still like that nowadays, that would have been embarrassing. You're not still like that, right? Gods no, I gave up on the whole occult stuff. It's just that remembering all that stuff is, I don't know. I liked the way you looked. All dressed in black with a rare accessory popping out thanks to the colors. I mean, at least you had the decency to use makeup and take care of yourself. So you have a pick? Oh god, you have a fucking pick. Why'd you do this to me? Why'd you dig out the sins of my past? I was bored. Last Friday I had to take my mind off the whole day on and things, so I ran a small background check on you. Simple stuff, just checking past internet activity. Oh, please don't run background checks like that. I just used a search engine, you know. I didn't request documents or anything. What led you to the page? You do realize your main mail account everywhere is still the one you used back then, right? Like I said, relax. You're obsessed with occultism. I wanted to kiss all the boys. And I almost kind of accomplished that in middle... oh, right. I thought she was, like, telling me that was the thing. I was like, hang on, I wanted to kiss all the boys. That doesn't add up with the character. No, she did. I wanted to kiss all the boys. I almost accomplished that in middle school, which still sort of haunts me today. Never underestimate the lens all classmates will go to track you down. Especially if they think you're still the girl that kissed them for fun and they're lonely to boot. We all have things we're not too proud of as adults. Now I know how criminals feel when evidence is used against them. Well, I have to ask though, why the 69? It's supposed to be 6'9", not 69, like in reference to both the lovers and the hermit? I was convinced it meant wise choices. Jill, there's nobody that would have read that as 6'9". I was 12 at the time. Even at 12, I fucking knew what a 69 was. Just how innocent were you back then? You have no idea. Well, let's sweeten things up a bit. I'll have a sugar rush. Sure. Sugar rush, are they trendy now or something? Right, fine. Gonna get you back for that occult thing. Gonna give you a little more booze than you might have thought you were gonna get. Mix it up. Here you go. This is the thing. Say, Alma, speaking of the past, what was your last long-term relationship like? Oh, that's sudden. You dug through my past, I've earned the right to dig through yours. Fine. Long-lasting relationships, huh? Romantic ones, I'm guessing. Yep. Well, I've had about, 4 boyfriends who I'd describe as such, that I've introduced my family and all. The first one was in high school. I broke up with him because he cheated on me. I remember the other girl trying to pick a fight and me just saying, keep the fucker. The second one was during my freshman year. I broke up with him after he thought it'd be funny to punch me in the arm. He starts with a friendly hit and before you know it... Anyways. Another guy I met shortly after I dropped out. He was interested in marriage, but he wanted to get married after only half a year or so of knowing him. And then there's Richard. Who? Well, I spent almost 4 years with him. We got along pretty well, we had awesome chemistry. I truly loved him. Well, as time went by, there was a rift that started separating us. He just didn't like my family. He didn't? Moreover, he wasn't a family person. He distanced himself from his own and voiced that he didn't want kids. There was a part of me that wanted to believe, even if just for a little bit, that maybe he'd change his mind. But as much as I loved him, that one detail brought a growing gap between us. At one point, I just had to break up with him. Well, I'm not here to depress you. Bring me a beer, will ya? Sure. Let's get her a beer. I don't know why I need to look that one up. I don't need to look that one up. I have learned that recipe. Well, thanks for telling me that, by the way. Don't mention it. Okay, one more question, we're even. Wow, you really are embarrassed of that blog, huh? Sure, ask away. At what age did you get those implants in your boobs? Jill, I love you, and I know you're saying that in jest. But I've lived through so many rumors about me getting plastic surgery that I can't and won't take it as a joke. As such, and honouring our friendship, I'll just say this. They're real and they're spectacular. Now's the real question before I slap you. I'll grant you one and only one chance to call me by my full name as compensation then. I'd gladly take your offer. It's funny that you mentioned slapping because my real question was, why did you get your hands chopped? Chopped? Well, there's a couple of reasons. The first is that I spend lots of time typing and these replacements help me avoid carpal tunnel syndrome. Oh. Well, there's other utilities, like how I can interface with many devices. For example, there's a tiny computer embedded in my glasses. If I move my index finger, it acts like the computer's cursor. There's lots more, but they're small things that don't sound that impressive when I say it out loud. How did your family take the operation? They took it well enough, except for my mom. She freaked out for months. She even went to the hospital to ask for my hands. Don't you miss them? Sometimes, but just during emotional moments. But as luck would have it, someone else has them. Shortly before my operation, there was an accident on the highway. One of the victims was this young lady whose right hand got completely crushed. I told them to check if we were compatible and all that. I mean, implants are not everyone's first choice if they can get a natural replacement. A bit of cosmetic treatments and it could pass off as her original hand with no problem. Last I heard we were compatible and the family agreed to the donation. I don't know what became of her, but I hope she's fine. And you didn't tell your mom... Oh, and you didn't tell your mom about that? I didn't want her pestering the poor girl. So are we cool now? Are we even now? Are we? You're pretty pissed about my comment regarding your boobs. Oh, I kind of phrase that as like this. It's like, are we? I was like, are we? No, are we? Again, I'm sorry. It sounded a lot less rude in my head. Yeah, don't worry about that. Besides, I get to call you Julianne once. No, you don't. Yeah, why? You just call me by my full name. Are you serious? One chance and only one chance, and you just used it up. Damn it. Surprise! Hey, Alma, this might be a weird tangent, but do you believe in ghosts? Hey! Not particularly, no. Although there was this paper I read once that was quite interesting. Hmm? It proposed a scenario where nanomachine clusters would leave the body after death, and then act as a collective hive mind through residual brainwaves. The result would basically be an image not unlike a hologram. And of course, the hypothesis fell through because such nanomachine density is impossible in a body. And we have Anna here. I mean, it still doesn't explain why nobody else can see her, but, you know, kind of checks out. Do we have a theory as to who and what Anna is? That's interesting. Even 5% of the amount needed is enough to make the blood too dense for the heart. No, and it's not like brainwaves are potent enough to recreate those reactions. Still an interesting read, though. I see. Don't give me that look. It's not my fault that you convince yourself that you're crazy. Well, I'll leave then. I'll see you tomorrow. See ya. Hold on. I am. What about you, Gil? For some reason that Isle girl left him like that, it seems. You think? It might have been while he was out. True. Hey boss, you're a fan of wrestling, aren't you? I mean, you were a wrestler, so... What I am, yeah. Why? I was wondering, isn't wrestling fake? Aren't twin tails for little girls and teens with 8th grade syndrome? 8th grade what? When you get down to it, wrestling is as real as a soap opera. I mean, you don't really expect a legal lawsuit to be fixed in a ring, right? Sure, in my ideal world, you would solve legal problems through good old wrestling, but... No, seriously, 8th grade what? But you don't go around calling soap operas fake. So sure, it just so happens to use fights as an expression. You might as well see it as a unique form of theatre. Besides, considering the injuries many wrestlers suffer, it's not all fake. I didn't think about it that way. I've only kind of recently myself kind of come to sort of get wrestling, as it were. And... yeah, firstly, it's the realization that some of it is just, like, so over the top. It's like, this is just done for entertainment value. There's a video on YouTube, and I'm struggling to think what it was titled. I think it might have been just, like, the most illegal move ever or something like that. I can't remember. It's some sort of amateur or low-level wrestling league thing, and... one of the wrestlers literally just uses hypnosis on the other wrestler, and yeah, takes him down through the power of hypnosis, and it's hilarious, and you need to watch it, and it's like, oh, now I get wrestling! I was kind of the same as Jill. I was like, the wrestling, isn't that's fake, right? What's the appeal, right? It's fake fighting. I don't get it. Why do people want to watch fake fighting? Oh, no, it's because it has shit like hypnosis in it. Right, okay. The other thing that will bring you on board with wrestling is Jerry Springer. Seriously, what's Jerry Springer? It's basically wrestling! I mean, the fights are all scripted, and there's a sort of a loose narrative to the plot because everybody's falling out with each other for whatever reason. But yeah, I mean, I guess the contestants, competitors, characters, people, whatever you want to call them, are fighting for, I guess, legitimate grievances, and I guess they're legitimately going at each other, but they, you know, they have been encouraged to go at each other, and I think they presumably get paid one way or another, either through fame of being on TV or actual money, to, you know, play it up for the cameras and actually have a go. They have a quota. They have a quota of a minimum number of times that they have to escalate to the point where they go ding 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 in the background because a fight has probably broken out. Never mind, they just got bouncers on the stage that just stop it immediately, but it's still entertaining. So yeah, Jerry Springer is very, very comparable as a form of entertainment to wrestling, and if you want to understand the appeal of wrestling, watch Jerry Springer. That's all I will say. So that's my thing on wrestling. Sadly, I won't stand for anyone bad-mouthing wrestling, so now I have to go and break Gil's back to make you humble. Oh well. Wait, what? Come here, fuckboy. Fuckboy! Oh! 8th grade what? Who'd have thought we'd get a bona fide idol in the bar? $300. Flawless service bonus, $500. That is... Damn, I got paid. Well, actually, a lot of people bought a lot of drinks today, actually. That's why we're at 2777 for the day's pay. Yeah, that's good. But yeah, I just like... The bread and butter of my friggin' thing is the bonus pocket money I get every day and flawless service at this point, but... That's good. Tips still more than pay. There we go. I guess tips are, yeah, our commission on drinks, basically our pay, is 25% of the value of the drinks, and tips are 30% of the value of the drinks, so of course it's always going to be more. You were charged $10,000 dues. Jill will have a roof on her head for another month. This sense of relief will make sure she focuses at work. Have a very nice day. I am very intrigued as to what would happen if you couldn't make rent. Does that screen just change to just like not your house anymore? You're just like, that's just the image of a street. I don't know. That's an interesting one that I'd be intrigued to find out. But that would involve me. Actually, I could find out. I would just have to spend all of my money before the start of the day and replay the day. Doable. Oh well. Have a very nice day. We'll have another roof over our heads for another month. Yay! Cool. Well, we are going to leave that there for now, so thank you for joining me. Thank you very much for watching. Where the heck do I save this? We save this over that break, right? Cool. I don't know. I think the next episode might be the last. I'm not sure. I mean, I confess there is still a lot of sort of threads left unresolved. But I almost kind of feel like the game ends at the Christmas party as well. I do feel like this is where things come to a conclusion. Admittedly, also, the third part of the game has been very, very short. I need to, like, genuinely just straight up ask Sukaban Games. Hey, their Twitter handle's on the screen right now. Cool, that's useful. We can go ping them. And ask them, look, how many days are there in the game? I need to know this for science. Basically, I need to know which drink to serve. I have a couple of celebratory end-of-a-game drinks that I can use. I need to know if I need to bust out the good stuff or not. But I'll leave that there for now. Thank you very much for joining me. I have been Meroka. I will see you next time.